So originally it was because of back pain associated with running.
Dan, it's about the community, encouraging the community. And one of the things, I've trained a lot of guys in my time, and one of the things I do notice is that guys don't talk about their stuff very much. And when I was talking to our community about doing these, I guess the women are like, yeah, I'll talk about my things. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really give you a choice, did I?
Not really.
No.
I think guys more talk about that sort of stuff when they've had a few beers down at the pub rather than in a gym.
Well, or in between crying about your legs.
Well, that's fair.
But we train a lot of guys here one-on-one. The women are more popular for the groups, but we actually have a lot of male one-on-one clients here at Healthy Society. And so we just wanted to talk about like why you train and what you've found from training. We originally were talking about back pain. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, how long have I been training with you now? For more than 5 years. It was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
We moved here in the second lockdown, so it'd be nearly
COVID-ish.
going on 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So originally it was because of back pain associated with running, and I wanted to maintain my running ability without breaking down every time I went for a run.
Dan has done marathons.
But I've come to learn that it's a bit more about being well all of the time and not just stopping you from breaking down during a particular activity. It's more about actually being better all of the time. And when you start and you figure that out, and it might take a little while to actually figure that part out, then it's pretty hard to stop.
And it's just so fun, right?
Well, I'm sitting here sweating in front of a heater after a session. And it's not great.
We have infrared heat panels. It's very bougie.
Yes. Yeah. But no, it's whether or not the sessions are hard or easy or recovery or really intense ones, you always walk away feeling better than what you did when you walked in.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's really cool about you, especially. And actually, a lot of our clients now have come to learn that even if you're feeling a little bit creaky, you know that you'll come in and you'll get a session delivered to accommodate or repair whatever's happening. Like, we always have a plan.
Yeah.
But that plan's always mouldable to how well you slept, what you did at basketball training.
Yeah.
Any sort of issues that are happening there.
Well, I think early on, when I was coming in for back pain, it would have been every, second session almost that I was coming in and I couldn't move, and something was seriously painful, and that didn't stop me coming in. I think it was better to come in because, back in the old days, you were told if you had a sore back to rest, and it's become the thing not to do.
Yeah, well, actually, movement is the thing that gets it going, yeah.
Yeah, so, I would spend half an hour of my hour session being remediated before we could then do half an hour of actual movement stuff. And it was, you could tell how beneficial it was, because otherwise I would have been sitting at home in pain all day that day and all day the next day and the next day before my next session. So
yeah, and so like today was pretty much 45 minutes of strengthening work.
Yeah.
But we never started that way. We started with probably 45 minutes
rehab,
of
really.
Yeah, really rehab-based stuff, working with other practitioners, getting, adjustments a lot more regularly, and then working on re-supporting all of those joints that were unstable.
Yeah.
But now we've learned your body as well, and so it's like we have our warm-up routine, we're pretty pinpointed. Now, knowing each other for so long, we can get the body on track, and then now we're strengthening for all the things. Because we've got footy training, we've got basketball training for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids, not me.
For the kids, and you've got a pretty active lifestyle as well. You do heaps of stuff.
Yep. Well, that was another thing that came from kids footy training, was my shoulder injury that I had. That was a couple of years ago.
That was an annoying one to sort out. That
was very annoying. It was more annoying for me having it every day, but that was annoying to sort out. But we got there in the end, and it was not easy, but it was a lot better than just going to the physio, because I don't think the physio did really anything.
Well, you did go to physio.
I went to the physio and he gave me a bunch of exercises that really didn't sort things out, and then he sent me away. So I was like,
And then
well,
we finished sorting it out.
and then we sorted it out, yeah.
We also had collaborative treatment with Sam.
With Sam, yeah, that was good.
He was very good with the shoulder as well.
Yeah.
Sam's great with shoulders.
Yeah, yeah.
And then supporting it with, and a lot of trial and error. Like if we do an exercise and then retest and we don't get an improvement, we don't waste time doing it again.
Yeah.
Or maybe we've tried that exercise too soon. So it's very much the feedback from your body
Yeah.
and then layering it on. So
And I think it's also incumbent upon the athlete or the person that's training to be aware of what their body is telling them and make you aware of that as well, rather than just pushing through if something hurts.
yeah,
Because it's not going to get any better if you. I mean, sure, there's going to be some pain along the way somewhere if you've hurt something, but there are ways of dealing with pain, and there are sorts of pain that you shouldn't have to deal with in a session. And you know, I think we've got to the point where we can figure that stuff out.
excuse me. Excuse me.
Hello.
Are we sitting around talking? And that's a really, really, really key point. A lot of people don't understand pain. And I was
Or their bodies.
Or their bodies. And so it can be really helpful having a trainer that has overcome injury. So I was talking to a person about this just this morning. It's very important to interview anyone that you're going to trust your body with, that not that they've got injuries, but that they have overcome injuries or themselves, or they have helped others overcome injury if you have an injury yourself. Because I'll tell you why. I've overcome a lot of injuries. It's been in the process of learning from practitioners that have helped me on my journey, and then the way I can apply it then to people like you.
Yep.
But it's also understanding the pain patterns and the pain descriptors, like the way pain moves. If it's pinching or burning, will give us a different signal as to whether, if it's burning, it might be something that you're not quite activating right. Whereas if it's pinching, it's more like a jointy thing. So by having that discussion and being able to figure it out, the pain pattern, whether we can remediate in the session, or if it's something like, that's something that I need to refer on for.
Yeah.
And work around it better that way. So it's health team, or if we need to just adjust the program.
Yeah.
So
I think that goes for any practitioner that you go and see, whether it's physical or, you know, if you go and see a psychologist and you're interviewing them with an issue, and if they haven't dealt with it themselves, it's difficult for them to empathise with what you're going through. And it's similarly with a physical issue. If, for example, Sam is great with shoulders, he's had a shoulder issue, he's got hip issues, and he's great with hips as well. Like, you know, it's...
I have had a back issue and remediate it, and have...
Yeah, I mean, I've had nerve issues and whatever, so, I think it's kind of lucky in some respects that I found you and this team.
Yeah, 'cause it's funny, your body and my body
kind
is
of
very
mirror each other,
similar. I'm both long-limbed, gangly. Anyway, that was just a quick chat. Thank you, Dan, for sharing some of your experiences, and I hope that you can share Dan around to any guys that you know, to encourage them to, if they are in pain, find someone who can support them and get them out of the pain.
Yep.
Not that it has to be us, but it's a way of interviewing those people and finding if that they can be trusted with your issues.
Yeah, listen, I think a big thing about guys and gyms is if you've got a physique like mine, you don't particularly want to be walking into a gym because there's, full of meatheads and dudes that are just smashing out weights to get big. And that's not really what it's about here. It's about being fit and strong and active and being able to do the things that you want to do, not necessarily just get massive.
Function. We can get massive if you want to get massive. Yeah.
I don't think I need to.
Girls get the girls.
I've already got a girl, I don't need the girls.
You've got the girl, she's a solid girl. All right, guys, share it around, and if you've got any questions, let us know, and we will do our best to answer them in following up, further podcasts or interviews.